G'day, how you going? Hey guys, Morten Ostad here. Welcome to another unboxing. An unboxing that is devoted to, might as well say right away, Inxs. Yes, a band very close to my heart that I've been listening to since I was quite young. Up here in Scandinavia, pre-teens, watched a Swedish TV program that presented Australian music, and that's where I fell in love with Inxs, and I fell in love with Midnight Oil, probably before a lot of people my age or around our parts had heard of them, which was the purpose of the program. I did ask my dad if I could order an extra record from the record shop that month, and he said yes, and through some kind of misunderstanding or youthful enthusiasm, I don't know, time passed before anything showed up, and when it did, the record shop had ordered 5 records, and they had import stickers on them from the UK, and even worse, from Australia. And they were a mix of Midnight Oil and Inxs records, most of which I don't have anymore, I'm afraid. My dad was not happy. Anyway, I told that story before. And I've also told you guys that I've been collecting Inxs records sort of in a heightened sense ever since... I don't know what spurred it in particular. I've collected and had all their studio albums on CD for quite a while now, and then I decided to add vinyls to my collection, and I have now all of their studio albums on both CD and vinyl. But you know, things move on, things get released or re-released, and there were one Inxs record that I didn't have on vinyl, and there are also a couple of compilations I might want, and maybe something more. You'll see. I've gotten this, haven't I? Look at this. This is what record collecting is all about, isn't it? Getting these. So this is an order I made with iMusic a little while back, in part because the price for this re-release, which is contained herein, I hope, was quite good, and better than what I could buy in a store here in Oslo. And also, so far, I haven't seen this in neither Platekompaniet or Big Dipper's website. Then again, I haven't kept looking after I ordered this, because I had ordered this. Now there's hopefully 3 records in here, and the third one has nothing to do with Inxs apart from being from the same continent, but I don't think I'll show that in this video. That'll be for another video where I can give it its due attention. So let's see here. Paper, more of it, and more of it. Well done, iMusic. Right, here we are, I think. Chuck that down there. And I'm back. So the first one I will show you. I own this record on CD. This one is a somewhat updated version, I reckon. And so that is one of the reasons I sort of opted to wait for a while, deciding should I get the original looking vinyl or should I get this one, and then I ended up with, well, this one. And this is Inxs Live Baby Live, Wembley Stadium. And this was actually a lot bigger and heavier than I'd thought. I just assumed this was a double album, but it's actually a triple. Right, so sides A, B, C, D, E, and F. And wow, yeah, wowie zowie. No, that's a payment album. Let's have a look at this, shall we? I'll just get it. All right. There we are. So I own this, like I said, on vinyl. I also own its companion, I suppose, the DVD of this. But having this on vinyl, that's, for me, something quite special. Side A and side B. Let's have a look at the vinyl. Oh, alright, so the label mirrors the inner sleeve. That's kind of cool. Terrific. If you heard that, that was a cruise ship here in Oslo Harbour, I assume about to leave. And there's side C and D. Right, is that what they call a effing rave or what, Michael Hutchins? Right, so they've written a bit here as well as here. Let's see what they've done with the vinyl. Alright, there we go. And Michael is right there. And sides E as well as F. And we got like so. And like so. But wait, there's more. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I love Michael and Inxs. Yeah, so there's like a updated message there from the band in 2014. And yes, very nice. The guys, Tim and all of them, are saying, sending us a greeting. So is this a reissue from 11 years ago or an additional reissue? I'm not sure. This is probably Andrew Farris. There we are. As well. It's all very terrific. For me, who's a huge Inxs fan. But wait, there's more. So this is the record that I guess you could say I made this order for, the reason why I made the order. And it's 40 years ago that this album came out, and oddly enough, like I said, I'd already heard Inxs by this time, but this is the album where the rest of the world outside of Australia, and some punters probably in the UK and Canada, maybe early American, who heard Shabu Shabba and so on a little bit, but this was the breakthrough. 40th anniversary deluxe edition on 1 LP, 3 CDs. Oddly enough, this one feels lighter than the live one. Including new mix of a classic album by Giles Martin and Paul Hicks, unreleased demos, outtakes, and a 1986 Royal Albert Hall live performance, which is sort of a bit of the reason to get this in. Apart from all the other reasons, plus an exclusive 20-page booklet with liner notes by Paul Sexton. So this is Listen Like Thieves, getting the deluxe treatment. Now, I have this deluxe box set, which is one of many iterations of the Kick one, and I always wonder why there weren't coming any more deluxe editions. I mean, the album that followed, X, is, I mean, has it even had any form of proper re-releases on CD? It's been reissued on vinyl, and Shabu Shabba got some sort of reissue for Record Store Day or something like that a couple of years back, which I haven't gotten. Maybe I should, but yeah, I'm very pleased that they did something with Listen Like Thieves. So let's have a look at it, shall we? Now, I've dropped things, knocked things off shelves today, cut myself on a light fixture that suddenly broke today, so everything I'm doing right now I feel like I'm doing with a little trepidation. It's one of the reasons I'm not ripping this off, because I want to keep the hype sticker, which I just sort of envisioned in my head now that I would end up ripping apart. A little bit of a sort of a dent on the vinyl, on the album cover there. Hopefully not done by me. And there we are. Very pretty. So on this side we have a booklet. And if you can, I might be a little more careful, like I said, than I usually am, but as you can see, it's die cut here. So you can take this out. And there's even more in there. And then you got, as you can see, 3 discs here, which are disc 1, which I wish they'd done something so I could get them out easier. Hang on out. Well, there's no. It feels like it's glued to the paint. What the hell? Jeez. Come off it, will you? Christ. Well, that wasn't easy. So right, yeah, this is Listen Like Thieves, Disc 1, 2025 mix. And then we have Listen Like Thieves, demos and outtakes. And right, 1986, live at the Royal Albert Hall. I've only been to the Royal Albert Hall on the inside, that is, once, and it was not music related. Well, some of them people there have actually released records, but there was a Star Trek convention. It was just a couple of months after my dad died, so it was in sorts sort of a, yeah, I did it sort of on a. I remember I ripped out a page from a science fiction media magazine I was subscribing to at the time, and I just ordered tickets for it, and it worked out. And then I ordered my trip. And a month after that, again coming back to Norway, set myself up elsewhere here in Oslo, and then I moved to Denmark. So why am I telling you that? I don't know. So this is made in Germany, and it's a very handsome set. For some reason I had sort of envisioned more of a Rhino kind of thing, like and this is Rhino, by the way, but like they did with the Doors Deluxe editions, of which they ensured that most of us didn't get Staring at the Sun, or was it Waiting for the Sun, and didn't bother doing the second album. But this is really great. I don't know what else to say. I love this album a lot. This was actually from this album that I got my first 7-inch 45. My first single of Inxs of any kind was from this album, and really chuffed to have this. Not sure what kind of plastic sleeve I can get wrapped around this, but wait, there's more. Yeah, let's look at let's look at this for starters. There we are. Nice, shiny, and all that. Yeah, that's the way most of us remember them, right? If it weren't them standing in a desert, it was either Midnight Oil or Hunters and Collectors. You know, could be promoted from being a pub bar band playing in hotels and bars in Australia to mega stardom without having done at least a few videos standing in the Australian desert. Or when they got really hoity-toity, an American desert. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Love them, love them. Love them dearly. Lots of tiny pictures there. Oh, am I for once going to read these things? I really should. This is up in northwest, Western Australia, maybe? I don't know. I'm guessing. Yeah, I know that's sort of a bad New Zealand accent. Yeah, no. Lots more information going on here, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. And I think we got a poster, guys. Yeah. So, right. which I've said before, in this day and age, it does surprise me. I don't mind them reproducing posters in reissues that were in the original, like, let's say you reissue Paul McCartney's London Town, or Wings Over America and so on. But introducing posters into sets that are meant, basically meant for guys and girls my age these days, reissues, are they envisaging? Are they seeing a situation where we go to the frame shop, or we just pin this on our wall? I don't know. Yeah, because most likely this will never leave the record again, as long as I own it. So, but yeah, nice, isn't it? And finally, I think we need to have a look at the vinyl. So it comes in a nice protective plastic sleeve here, where the writings on the plastic, as you can maybe see, like so. So we remove that, and it's got this on the side there, so it looks like this with colours on it and everything. Really cool. That's something I don't think I've seen in a record. And there they are again, looking very 80s cool. And there's the old vinyl there for us to enjoy. Fantastic. Brilliant. Great. Very happy about that. So, but wait, that's not all. Like I said in the beginning, I've managed to collect all their studio albums now on CD, and all their studio albums on the old vinyl now. And there's a comp on CD that I don't have on vinyl yet, but I did find my old cassettes a little while back in Denmark, and I found that I had a couple of their studio albums on cassette. So I thought, and I said this previously, obviously, in previous videos, why not collect them as well? And Inxs will be the only band where I have all their studio albums and a little extra on both CD, vinyl and cassette. So I got this a couple of days ago, and I waited to show it to you guys until I got the rest. And from a seller in France. Now, I've held off buying this, but then finally I ended up doing it after, because I really wanted an older copy of this cassette, but they tended to be a bit expensive. And you know, if there's anyone out there in Australia who has an old Aussie cassette of this, you know, let's talk. So this is a newer version, but it's still cool. I've got one more to go, and I'll have all their studio albums on cassette. I have ordered it before this one, so I'm a little bit worried that it might be gone. And that was an old cassette, but this is Underneath the Colours, guys, on cassette. Apparently, a European one, or was it a French one? Well, the seller was French anyway. And as you can see by the plastic cover, this is a later issue of this. Obviously, also because the cassette is, as you can see, is transparent. So yeah, Underneath the Colours, their second album on cassette. One's owned by someone called Belfer or something like that. I don't know if you can read that. And yeah, one more to go. Their first studio album on cassette. Hopefully will arrive here at some stage. Which was the most expensive of them. But was that an Aussie copy I managed to find there? Not sure. I don't remember right now. I'm excited. You know, and I have another record to show you guys, but I'll do that in another video. Also from Australia. So yeah, Inxs. Morton loves Inxs. Loves his Australia. I run out of Vegemite. I don't have any Australian t-shirts. I tried wearing one before this video. I have a couple older ones from when I was there. One with the Aboriginal flag on it, and some were Aboriginal, you know, art, dotted art and all that. But they're, you know, I'm too big for them now, so I would just, yeah, I'm waffling on. I'm really happy. I love Inxs. I love Australia. Did I say that? Anyway, guys, if you have any positive opinions about these records and memories, and maybe some of you have seen this video, have seen them. I never did. Michael died 3 years before I came to Australia. I get to see some Australian acts when I was there. Like Neil Finn. Crowded House was broken up at this stage, but I saw him playing live at the Domain for the Olympic concerts. I also saw another favorite of mine, Leonardo's Bride. But yeah, and I bought several Australian bands on CDs that I still have from back then. So you know, even though I didn't find the one thing that I came there for, I will always remember Australia fondly, and I would have loved to gone back, but you know, time flies. Anyway, guys, again, sorry about that. Please click like. That helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, well, that makes me happy. Hello to my new subscribers, and quick shout out to Ben, who hopefully will forgive me for talking about Inxs, and Lloyd, a couple of Aussies there, and David also down in Australia. I'll leave links to them in the description, and I hope you're all well and taking care of yourselves and each other and everything, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye bye.